Good morning, Carol girl. So I've had this chart up on my fucking screen for days and life. So here we are looking at your natal versus draconic, and I'm so happy. Like divine timing is really legit. You can and I know you know this, but I gotta whatever. Like you can have a plan for something and then something totally happens along the way. And in this case, it was you signing up for this industry and then seeing this natal draconic and realizing, holy shit, that's what I need instead. If I did this industry, we probably would have never got around to this, which is absolutely remarkable, by the way. So I am going to first hide this panel because it's hideous. So we can get into this thing here. Your natal chart is represented on the inside in blue. Your draconic chart is represented on the outside in red. You can always tell the difference when you're looking at these because in the draconic chart, the south node is always the first degree of Libra and the first degree of Aries because it's the first time that we separated from source to become a thing of our own. This is the first time you leaving out of complete balance to learn who you are. So in this case, your first attempt on earth is the story of your eighth house. What occurred beforehand, replayed in a ripple in this life. It even looks like maybe there are some things that you might not remember. They might be a little foggy, but that was because they were remnants of a past life, if you will. And we're going to get around to that, but that's the first thing that stood out to me because of that draconic north node. Transforming self is a big theme for you. So I'm going to start over here with your, excuse me, with your natal ascendant. And this is going to explain how much you have developed during your time here. What was your original goal? What energies have transferred from a curiosity into a power? Because that's really what this is about. You don't make a 360 change because then you end up where you started. You make a, what is it, 180? And it looks like you're approaching that because look where your draconic ascendant is versus your ascendant in this life. You're going to line back up in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to figure it out here because it's going to reveal itself while we're doing this. So let's get started with this ascendant. Your original sexual energy, that eros, was your part of fortune because it was not a sexual energy then for you. You got your rocks off through entertaining, through performing, through creating, through being an artist, right? That was your original value. And I'm going to say this is, I'm going to look at this whole draconic second house. Your original gifts that you came into this place with was your ability to lead, your ability to create art. This can be painting, singing, sculpting, dancing, drama, theater. You could even been in like space politics because remember, these are your space gifts, right? So all of this turned into the reason in this life that you have been abused or been targeted for abuse. That's some heavy shit, right? Like heavy. Who wears the crown? So your series is what you need healing through and how you heal others. And in your case, it is through being an inspiration, being a motivation, and you need that same energy pinged back to you. That is what you are rising into this life. Somebody who understands abusive people, but is not an abusive person. Like you're able to have an extreme level of empathy because of what you have been through, because you learn to understand the other person in some way, shape, or form in order to find, in order for you to find forgiveness. Forgiveness is really big here. So your moon in this life, your emotional disposition, that's what you started off as. That was your draconic sun. You were a healer with all those other great skills, but you were a healer, somebody who was healer of the mind. And I believe that's what you are in this life also. You're healing with words and you're healing things like health, nutrition, fitness, the physical body. You were coming here to help humans understand their experience. So your original prowess, your original mental abilities, your power, and your partner that you were working with are your gifts in this life. Like you optimize them. You took them from just knowing and I wanted to say hypothesizing. I guess that is the word, hypothesizing, to you actually making it grounded in reality that you know that these methods work for you. Whereas first, they were just you trying stuff out. you experimenting, like, will this work for the humans to be better? So your South Node, which is coming from a healer, right? Coming from being a partnership healer. It's like you had a science partner, but that is your Eros in this life. You seek a partner who wants to do the same thing you do. That is your sprinkle of luck. You seek a partner who understands what you understand. You would love somebody who had similar gifts or gifts of their own that complemented yours. And that feels more like what you will be getting. So I am intrigued by the fact that your son in this life, who you are, and I said that backwards up here. No, I didn't. That was your Draconic son and your moon in this life. So your son in this life is in Libra, but look, it was your original contract. So you are now embodying what you came to turn into in this life. You wanted to do something with your partner. That means that there's definitely somebody coming back around with you because they came here with you in the first place. So your original contract was to create a family with this partner and to see what happens with your family line, to see how that grows out over lifetime and lifetime of you repopulating into that same family line over and over again. Your Vesta is what you sacrifice for. So you sacrifice for that partnership in the beginning, which is you sort of learning how to play nice. You learning how to work with somebody, right? So in this life for you, that's not the sacrifice anymore. That is your mind. That is the power of your mind. You know how to make stuff work. And it's in Scorpio, by the way. You know how to make stuff work after difficult things occur, would be more of the vibe here. So your original Uranus, which is your connection to other people, the effect that other people have on you, what change occurs when having to deal with them or dealing with groups of people. So for you, you learn to be a little bit more diligent in dealing with other humans. It looks like some shady shit might have happened. Things of a taboo nature, incest, poverty, and this could even be people in your family that you dealt with. And this is in reference to your first Draconic incarnation. But it popped up again in this life, but it popped up in this life amongst your siblings, amongst people that you went to like elementary school with, people who gave you a hard time about the way that you think, the way that you connect mentally with others. It's because you get these pings of genius that come out of nowhere and not everybody understands that. I do find it funny that I just said this Uranus, this Aquarius energy has you dealing with a particular group of people, right? The South Node in your natal chart is leading you to the 11th house cusp for your Draconic. What does that mean? That means in this life, at the end, when you leave out of your body, you will go back to that group of people that you were having to make this big change for. I feel like this is for your star line family. Like for whatever trauma they went through, you've been hashing it out here on Earth. Now, your Saturn in this life, your contract is karmic. Why is that? Because look, this Neptune over here, there is some sort of event that occurred. It looks like there's a particular child based upon this setup here, a child or a relationship that has to happen that you agreed to in order to establish a family. Your Saturn in the fourth is you agreeing to make a family, to put roots down. The same thing you've been doing since the beginning, to create a family that will go on, one that you can repopulate into lifetimes from now. Say you do ascend in this incarnation. You want to be able to come back like 5 incarnations from now and see what your family line has did from here. That's what you've been trying to do the whole time you've been here, to establish a family line that you know will grow into something that you can be proud of. So that's what your Vesta in this life is, the sacrifice you're making for your family. You are going to marry somebody who is a spiritual guru. That is the setup. That's what happened in another life. You married an explorer, and y'all are going to explore together. This Uranus that is in your natal fourth house is you moving to another country. Something big pops off when you find your soul tribe that is not in America per se. So over here we have your Neptune, which is your karmic energy marker in this life, right next to Jupiter. I believe this is another connection saying that you are getting a particular husband back. How is that also backed up? Because Jupiter is the husband, but Vertex, which is a fated event, is right next to your 7th house cusp. The seventh house is your marriage cusp, and anything connected to that is about your partnerships. You have somebody, and that is what I just keep getting the ping on. You have somebody that you agreed to marry because y'all are supposed to have kids and build an empire together. This is fading because it's the person that you always do it with, and you have been separated many times during this mission because of that nessus at the beginning, because of people attacking you. And there are times where you did not want to intertwine in a relationship, times you did not want to be bothered. That is backed up by your Jupiter, your expansion, your growth in this life, in your eighth house, in your Draconic. Um, this means that you spend your day-to-day life researching online, looking through astrology, looking through these stars, trying to heal the trauma that occurred amongst that group of friends. Didn't I say it was a group of friends? That Aquarius energy, something happened with a squad. And I believe we talked about that Sophia energy. So this could very much be that occurring there, but it looks like it has something to do with your reputation, your belief, your thoughts. Like your mind gets attacked a lot. So with that being said, we are now full circle at your eighth house in this life. You originally wanted to understand how to heal humans from trauma. As a part of your mission, that's what this Jupiter in your Draconic eighth is. And up here in this life, you will achieve that through everything you have already been through. I'm getting the feeling that I need to tell you that you've already been through it. And that is not more coming up in regards to that. If anything, you're healing going forward, and that's a different battle. So over here, we got your fullest. Your turning point in this life used to be your wound. That's that reputation thing I was talking about. You feeling comfortable sharing your unique thoughts, your unique gifts with other people was hard for you before. That's that Leo energy, that inspiration. And that's because, I mean, it sort of got you attacked being sexy entertainer, right? Sexy motivator. In this life, it's the turning point when you start sharing what you know with other people. Online. And I'm saying that because it's right next to the 11th house cusp, but it's a part of your reputation that you use the thing that hurts you to heal others. And the fullest is like a major turning point, something that like freaks things around. For you, that's what you came to do this life. And it really launches when you start getting in touch with people who are at least 2 or 3 hours outside of where you came from in the first place. So your Lilith, in this life, being in your old 11th house, people did not like that you were smart and they wanted to attack that. They did not like you were sexy and they wanted to attack that. And that was amongst your friends in that life, right? Those people are going to be not your friends this time, but it's out in the world, out in your career. People that might not enjoy that you're a go-getter, but this was your original unique genius building. You are a master builder. You build amongst groups. In this life, you will build amongst your career. You will build your own little empire, right? Your Chiron in this life in your 12th house for your Draconic, you are healing past life ripples around your what? That Gemini, that mind, your hands, your intelligence, the way you speak, and your memory. So this is probably jogging a lot for you as we speak. Your unique genius is in remembering your family line, remembering what happened to you as a female, remembering what happened to your children, and the household that you are looking for. It's like you planted a seed in the back of your mind, like, do not forget your family, do not forget them, because you are reconnecting with them as you step into this soul tribe. You see your original ascendant, that Cancer energy, everything's playing out in the 11th house in this life too, where everything occurred. So be prepared for there to be a certain group of people that is a bit around, but you are taking back your power from the people who made you shut up in the first place, is what I'm feeling like. And it seems like it's very likely that it's going to be people that are in your family, people you grew up with, people that were around you, nobody knew, but that's going to further push you to branch out. The people that you came from were karmic, and that's backed up by the fact that your Draconic moon is in your 12th house here. That family that you were brought up into was karmic. There is something that you had to learn about emotional disposition, but also you healing a branch. It's like you pop back into this branch after a couple of years of leaving them alone, and you're like, holy shit, I have so much fixing to do. So the main thing you are fixing is the secrets, the lies, the poverty. Everything that is gunk needs to come up, which lines up with what your Draconic mission is in this chart. You've just been fixing the same family line over and over again, and that's what you will continue to do until you're happy with your science project. Your family that you grew up in is your science project, and the branch that you make will be the healthiest branch in that science project. After that, you'll probably be a lot happier with what you come back for, and you will continue to come back periodically until you decide, my family line is straight. They have learned enough. You are the healer, the balancer. So, Carol, thank you so much for your patience. I hope this was worth your wait.